Hi, good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about algorithmic strategies, the continuation of our fourth lesson. Today's topic is bubble sort. Bubble sort is one of the technique used in Python programming language in order to search the elements from a list or an array. It is one of the easiest searching method used in Python. You can see an array of elements 5, 3, 8, 6, 7 and 2. We have to arrange these elements in a particular order, either in ascending or descending. Here we are going to see how to arrange these elements in order of ascending. We can do the sorting using the swap method. So, how to swap or what is swapping? Swapping is a method used to interchange the value between the variables. It is used to change a value from one variable to other variable by replacing another value in it. Suppose we have two variables a and b. If we want to apply swap for a and b, we have to have an additional variable in it, the third variable. So here I have taken the third variable as temp. So when the value of a is to be deleted or changed to b, we can give it as a equal to temp. So the value of a will be stored in the variable temp and b equal to a, so the value of b is now stored in a. So already the value of a is stored in temp, so temp is equal to b, so the value of a is replaced in b. So this method is known as swapping, the method of interchanging the values between the variables. Okay, let's see how to swap the elements. We have to get the elements in ascending order. Until then we have to sort it. So working process of bubble sort. So here we have the elements, as I told you, 5, 3, 8, 6, 7, 2. First we have to check the first two elements 5 and 3. Suppose if the value is less than the element, second element, then we have to shuffle it. 5 less than 3. So we know 5 is greater than 3. So we have to shuffle it. You have to move 3 to the first position and 5 to the second position. So now you get 3, 5, 8, 6, 7, 2. We have to again continue that. Check the next two elements 5 and 8. We know that 5 is less than 8, so we need not need to have a swap. So just skip that and go to the next one. So now we have 5, 3, 5, 8, 6, 7, 2 usually, and here when we do the swap we just get 6, 8. Since 6 is less than 8, we give that number in the third place. So we have shifted 6 to the third position and 8 to the fourth position. The next is that check the next two elements 8 and 7. We know that 7 is less than 8. So here also the swapping is done. So replacing the position of 7 and 8. The same way next two element is checked and we get 2 in the fifth position and 8 in the last position. So here the highest value is placed at the end of the array. So hereafter we need not check or sort it. So once when the highest value of that element, highest value in the array is placed at the end of the array, there is no need of checking or sorting it again. So this is the end of the first iteration. It's the end of the first iteration. So still we haven't come to the end of the iteration. Here we have seen that as the last second element 2 is not the least or the highest element. So it should reach to the first position. So we have to continue the iteration until all the elements are placed in ascending order. So here we have 3, 5, 6, 7, 2, 8. Check the next two elements 3 and 5. So 3 is less than 5. So since 3 is less than 5, we need not apply the swap there. So just skip it. The next elements 5 and 6. We know that 5 and 6 is also in the correct positions. So we need not check it. Next one 6 and 7 is in the order. So we need not swap it. The next element 7 and 2. Here we have to apply the swap. So we have to move the position of 7 and 2 to the next positions. Next one 6 and 2. Here also we apply the swap. So same way continue the swapping until the element reaches the first position. So this method is used to sort the elements in the array. Now you can see all the 6 elements of the array are in ascending order. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the second iteration. So now let us see the codings of the same iterations in Python. How to do it in Python? What are the steps or statements to be used in Python programming in order to get the elements sorted? So this is a screen page which comes in Python program. So now let us check whether this program works in order and get the values as we expect. So we have to get the values sorted in ascending. So now let us check the statements or the codings in Python program. So let us discuss a program in Python programming. First we have to define a function sort with the list nums. So def is a keyword which is used to define a function. Sort is the name of the function and nums is the argument from where we collect the values. Here we have two options. One is we have to find the number of elements and whether we want to swap it or not. So here we need a loop. So let's take for loop. So for loop for I is used for mentioning the outer variable, sorry, outer loop. For I in range is a keyword. Len is another keyword which is used to find the length of the list, means number of elements in the list. And minus 1 is the starting element. The starting index value is 0, so we have given us minus 1. And till the end, since we are going in ascending order, we just take 0 as the stop value. Minus 1, since ascending order we have to come in decreasing order, so the increment value will be minus 1. So now our outer loop is ready. So in the outer loop we can see that how many number of elements are there. The number of elements, according to that the loop will be repeated. The next step, we have to take the inner loop. So here we take the inner loop for j in range I. So the number of elements is there given as I, so that the number of elements will be repeated. The swapping process will be repeated with the help of the second loop. First loop is always used for mentioning or determining the number of elements in the list, and second loop is for determining the swapping process. Third one, we have to swap the elements, whether we want to swap it or not. That will be determined by a if loop, sorry, if statement. So we can give it as if nums of j greater than nums of j plus 1, then you have to swap it. If the first element, or if the index value element is greater than the value, then we have to swap. So we know we have already discussed about how to swap it. So in order to swap, we'll use a temporary variable as temp equal to nums of j. So nums of j, the value of nums of j, the index value or the positional value, will be stored in the variable temp. Then the next step is that we have to get the next element, nums of j equal to nums of j plus 1. It will be stored in the I, nums of j. So nums of j is now empty because the value in nums of j is stored in temp. Okay, so now nums of j equal to nums of j plus 1. So the value in j plus 1 will be stored in nums j. The next step is that the value in temp should be taken from temp. The temp value what we have assigned as nums of j in temp, that should be given to nums of j plus 1. Okay, so this is the process of swapping. Okay, so this is the process of swapping. So what is the value that we have already given a list nums? So what are the values in the nums in the list is should be determined or declared. So here we can declare it as nums equal to 5, 3, 8, 6, 7 and 2. So already what we have seen in the theory, the same numbers I have taken, same values. Next is what we have to do. So sort, where we have to call the function. where we have to call the function. So sort is a function, and what is the list to be called is nums. So now next step is that we have to print the value. So before printing, we'll just make a small option like this: print the list values before sorting. So we want to know what are the values before sorting, and we have to see after the sorting how the list is arranged. So in order to print that, just go to print nums. Print nums. So now automatically our program will sort the list, and we will be getting the list elements in ascending order. Okay, so for that, first we have to save the program and then run the program. Save and then run the program. So when we click on run module, you will be getting the output here. The list values before sorting: 5, 3, 8, 6, 7 and 2. The sorted list values are 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, so now we have got the list which is sorted in ascending order. Sorted in ascending order. So the same what we have done theoretically, the previous things what we have seen is just done in the Python program. Okay, so the things what we do theoretically may be a little tougher or little bigger than what we expect, but when it comes to the program, it is very simple. And bubble sort is one of the very simplest sorting technique. Okay, hope you all understood. So dear students, today's assignment is explain bubble sort with example. So thank you and have a nice day.